All right, so listen attentively. This will help you in the long run. So I've been trying to look for a better way to communicate this to the better understanding of people, but I think I should use myself as an example so that you can understand. So it's about roots, knowing your true roots, knowing your foundation. We help you in the long run, we help you go far in life. And if you are the type of person that you inspire, you wish to go far in life, you want to go far in life, like you want to get higher, go higher, go. You need to listen to this. You need to know your roots, your foundation, your generation. You need to know your generation. You need to know where you come from, your forefathers, the people that least to you being here today. You may say they are not important or this and that. They are important. They have life in you. They live through you. They are the reason why you are here today. So to know your roots, look, if you are the type of person that have a surname like Ogundaisi or Shango Tedo or all those names that you have name of any gods in your surname, then congratulations, because that's telling you that you come from the family of Ogun. If your name is Ogundaisi or something like that that has Ogun in it, that means you come from a family that worship Ogun worshiper. And you see that Ogun worshiper, it's not just that some people worship that Ogun. It is that Ogun is their great father, is their father, is their forefather. They come from the generation of that Ogun. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Ogun bets your forefathers. But the generation has been so long that they lost some of them lost those knowledge. Alright, so me as an example, I come from a generation of Ifa diviners. My surname is Familola. So and I know my father, and I know we have Ifa in our family. So we are the one that we pace through time and space. We know what has happened and what is to come. We are so important in Yoruba land that even before a king can be appointed, they will come to us to ask who would be fitted for the position of the king. So everyone comes to us because we press through. We have two eyes, just as we have two eyes now. We only use one to look this world around us. The other eyes, we use it to look the word of the Spirit for people. So people come to us and we peer through time and space for them to know what they want to know that they don't know. We ask Ifa. And when I do my finding, when I dig deeper, I realize that even Orunmila, being the one that introduced Ifa, is my forefather. Orunmila is my forefather. And when I dig deeper again, I realize that Orunmila is the son of God, Supreme God, Olodumare, which is everywhere and nowhere at the same time, is the omnipotent, omniscience, transcendence, is the owner of the source of creation that has not become empty. So knowing all this made me realize a lot of potentials that I have. It's made me realize a lot about myself. It's made me realize that my forefathers, they live through me. All right? It makes me know my purpose in life. So like I'm saying, we are the one that looks through the word of the Spirit for people, because majority of the people use their two eyes to just see the words around them. Meanwhile, the spiritual is here as well, but people don't see it because their two eyes is occupied with with the physical things. But what we did, we sacrificed one eyes to look into the word of the Spirit for people. That is what we do in our family. So we know what has happened and we know what is to come. A lot of people have developed themselves so much that they don't even need Ifa to know what has happened or what is to come. Because Ifa lives through us. Orunmila itself that introduced Ifa, it lives through us. Even the Father that gave birth to Orunmila, that transcended Orunmila, it lives through us. Sometimes like this, I might be saying something. It's not me that is saying it. It's maybe Orunmila himself that is saying it, that is passing that message. It's just like sometimes you may approach me and said you need an advice. And by the time you said what you need advice on, and I gave you my response, it may be the right thing that you need. You may think it's me that is giving you advice. It's not me. It is the source of knowledge that is in me that is giving you advice. So that's just it. So knowing this, so you know, I'm this type of person that I always want to do better. I always want to get better. I always want to attract better. I used to be like, one day, I have that potential in me to rule. Alright, so anywhere I am, I know I am meant to rule. I have ruled a lot of time. I rule. I'm a ruler. So it goes to a stage that I just realized that even ruling is not the supreme of all, because I have come to realize that even the spiritual rules over the physical. But it's the physical that they are seen here for as long as this earth is involved. Okay, for example, you see a king you see a king being the ruler. Meanwhile, we rule over the king because we appoint the king. We appoint kings. We make things to be. People believe in us. People trust us. They came to us for solution. People came to us for who they want to marry. And we just tell them, maybe they came with list of names and said, I have these 2 lists or 3 lists. I want to choose who to marry. We tell them who to marry among those lists. What does that tell you? It means that we decide people's fates. That is how powerful we are in our family. We decide who is to rule over people. We don't even rule, but we rule over who rules. We rule over rulers. Because spiritual rules over the physical. That is how powerful we are in our family. That is the power that lives in me. But if I don't know my rule, if I don't know my roots, if I don't know my forefathers, if I don't know my generation, how will I know all this? It's just like, look, I was one time talking to one prophet, Celestial Church prophet. You know, in Celestia, they worship Angel Michael. This Celestial prophet, his father, is Ogun worshipper. But he despised that Ogun. Because sometimes he used to say it in church that his father worship Ogun. That he's asking him to come and worship the Ogun. That he did not answer. To him, Ogun is a bad thing. But he don't know that the God, the Angel Michael, God of sword that is worship is the same Ogun. I know many of you don't know what I'm saying. Many people are going to Celestial Church now, but they don't know that is God of Iron that they are worshiping there. In Jamaica and Ogun, God of Iron, is the same thing. It's just the name that they give to it that is different. There was a time I was trying to advise him, but who am I in his face to advise him? He don't listen to me because to him he's a prophet. I mean, I used to be like, look, people used to be like, they used to call them Olushoaguntan, which means shepherd. To my own knowing, I don't call him my shepherd because me, I am not a sheep. I am a goat. I am not a sheep. Sheep needs people to lead them. I am a leader. I don't need people to lead me. I am not sheep to be led. But all those things is things that we need to know. That you need to know. It will help you in the long run. So go back. If you still have your father alive, or you still have anybody in your family, go and connect. Go and know your roots. I didn't say you should go and be worshiping him, because if our nature is not to be worshipped, even all the gods don't even need people to worship them. It's just the way they used to help people back then. They will go to war. Ogun is God of war. He's the leader of war. He goes to war and fight and conquer and come back, and people will praise him. They will give him food, things, a lot of things. They will praise him. They will carry him. They will worship him. That thank you for, But the way they are doing it, others are doing it, others that come are doing it. Their nature, they don't really need to be worshipped. They don't really need people's worship like that. They are just, because when we all came down to earth, we came to help people evolve. We came to civilize people, to help people grow. It's not that we came to dominate people. It's just that people have the gene. They have it in their gene to worship. It's just like when someone helps you now, you prefer to worship them than to pay back. When you help me, I thank you. I appreciate you. I make it obvious. What I owe you is to make it obvious that I appreciate what you do. Already inside me, I already see that help as a debt, because I'm definitely going to pay you back. That is my nature. I will definitely pay you back. There will be one day that you will need my help, and I will do it. And even if you don't need my help, I will never forget that help. I will never forget that you helped me. I will do it back. That is my nature. So when you help me, you are only supporting me. When times come for me to support you back, I will do it. Instead of me to worship, we don't worship here. We don't worship any God. Though we have done this when we don't know, when we are in ignorance to our divine power, to our divine self, when we don't know that we are the gods. Have you seen where a lion gave birth to a goat? A king gives birth to a crown prince, a king to be, and he will one day come to be a king. So a God gives birth to a God. The God that gave birth to me, I am also a God. We grew up to become our true nature, our true self, the God that we are. So that's just it. If your son name is Ogundaisi, you are supposed to grow to become like Ogun. And even better if you can. Even better than Ogun if you can. So stop living like human being. You are not human being. Knowing all these things will give you power. Knowing all these things will help you in the long run. Knowing all these things will make you become better. The nature of human being is to get better, adapt with change, just like the nature itself. Look around you. Leave where you are staying now. Come back in the next 2 years. You will see that everywhere will change. It's just the same thing as you. When people leave you and they want to come back to you, they are supposed to see that you have changed, that you have grown. You are not meant to just stay one place. To worship, to serve, I agree. Because if you don't serve, you cannot become a leader. Servants become leader. What I don't agree is for servants not to become leader. What I don't agree is for students not to become a teacher. What I don't agree is for a son not to become a father. So you cannot stay. I will not agree with you that we are supposed to serve, worship forever. Worship God. Which kind of God is that? That needs you to worship him forever till you die. You are my God, I will worship you forever. For as long as I have breath, I will worship you till I die. Not me. Even if you are my boss, one day I want to become boss like you. That is normal for me. But for me to remain your boy, your son, I'm not a father. I'm not a God myself. So that one is normal. I was once a student. I am now a teacher. So that one is normal. But for a student to remain a student forever, that's not me. That's not my nature. So you need to know your roots.